Now, if you can't stop standing up going through the golf ball, no matter what you do, you can't fix it. No drill helps. The reason why that is because you're not fixing the reason why you stand up. We don't just do that for the sake of it. We do it to make up for other things we've done wrong earlier in the golf swing to be able to hit the shot functionally. So if we want to stay down like we see all the best players in the world, we have to fix the root cause reason to why we stand up. And we're going to get into two huge ones with some great drills in this video. So one of the first main huge root causes I see for so many golfers, and that is an open club face. So if they're coming back in the backswing, and let's say in their takeaway, the toe of the club's pointing up towards the sky, and they get up to the top and the toe is dangling down towards the ground, and that toe still remains up, or God forbid points behind us in a downswing, there is no chance you're going to stay down in posture, because look what would happen if I do that. 4 right. That is going off the planet. So if you did that with a driver, you're probably going to hurt someone. So what the body would do is the body would slam on its brakes and extend and stand up to stop your body from turning and staying down. Because if we stay down going through the golf ball with a wide open club face, we would actually start to produce a little bit of shaft lean. So hands ahead going at impact. If we stay down and turn and shift, the hands will start to get more ahead. But if you do that, let's say even with a square club face, see how the club face is just going to marginally open. So you've got to imagine if your club face is coming down open and you stay down in posture, you're going to produce shaft lean, your club face is going to get even more open. So what's going to happen? Your body is going to slow down the rotation. It's going to stand up, it's going to pull on the brakes to do this. Throw, early release the golf club. So you're going to have to stand the body up to be able to make sure that happens and you can hit a good golf shot. But we know when we early release the club also elongates more down into the ground, as you can see. Staying in one constant place with my body, throwing the club, it's in the ground way early. Where now if I stand up, I'm mitigating that downward effect, lengthening my angles, throwing, early releasing or casting into it, to where my body has to get out of the way to make sure I don't hit the ground too early also. So multifaceted, which is why this is such a horrible thing. So if I go and really open the face and stand up, I can somewhat hit the ball to target, somewhat make good contact, but you're never going to stay down. You're going to be hitting it really weak and really wayward. And we're going to get into a brilliant drill to be able to fix this at the end of the video with some great drills to stay down as well. So make sure you stick around for that. Because what we want to see golfers with this nice square club face. Square club face is square to the swing arc. So here in the takeaway, that means the club face matching the angle of my spine or my back. And then at the top, I want to see players with this club face angle matching the line of their left forearm. That's perfectly square to the arc. Then coming down, slightly toed down again would be brilliant. And then their body can just stay down and turn through the golf ball, because then they're going to deliver one, a club face that is square to target, awesome, but also they don't have to stand and back out of the way to make use of this angle that they're throwing into it to square the face. So you could just stay down and turn through it, keep a nice square club face matching your spine angle. We're going to get into the reasons why that happens and the drills at the end of the video, and hit these lovely shots immediately. I've just gained 20 odd yards. Now that's carrying 151. If there was a flag there, that would almost be in the hole. So you've got to make sure that club face is square. It's going to enable you to stay down through your posture. And before we get into root cause number 2, which is huge, I was doing this with a student just this morning online on Skillist, and a little talk for my channel sponsor, which is GX Gloves. Absolutely amazing gloves. So if you are tired of paying so much money for gloves like I was, which is why I didn't wear a glove for so long, because they would wear out for the amount of money I was spending for it, I thought, what's the point? But GX Gloves to the rescue. So that's where it is the exact same top quality as all the best brands, but for a fraction of the price. So that's why you see so many people wearing GX Gloves now, even top tour players. Some of them have switched over. So that's where, if you go down into my description, you will see a discount code, Jonathan10. Go over to GX Gloves, get yourself some gloves, and then you're not going to be paying a stupid amount of money for gloves, paying the right price, and absolutely having a great time with some great gloves. So second root cause, I see a ton, so much so I was seeing it this morning with some of my students, or one of my students online on Skillist. Again, anywhere in the world, if you want to send me in videos, you can do that. Link down in the description for online lessons. So what I was seeing was this. Coming back in the backswing, and dipping down, getting lower to the ground. So, okay, if you get lower to the ground in the backswing, so if there was a line here on the top of my head and I started to move down more than where I was at, let's say, setup, so I'm down here, you could only lose down a little bit and it's barely noticeable to the naked eye unless you draw a line on the top of your head. So make sure you're doing that and you see yourself lowering. If you now stay down in posture, when you've lowered really far down, what's gonna happen? That. It's probably not even going to pick it up because it was that bad. You're going to hit the ground really, really early. So if you lower down, what's that going to do? It's going to lower the entire golf swing more down towards the ground. So what does your body have to do to be able to hit the golf shot? Yep, common sense wise, it has to stand up to pull the club out the earth. And then you are absolutely going to make contact, but it's going to be really hard to control. And you're going to be throwing and flipping. Again, it's going to be nasty. You just don't want to do it. You're going to see no rotation at all. You might be looking there and going, why am I doing it? Because again, it is, unless you're doing it a lot, it isn't that noticeable to the naked eye. So that's why film yourself, draw a line at the top of your head at setup, see what you're doing. If you're moving a tiniest bit down, that's fine. We see a lot of the best players in the world do that as they're loading in. But if you're moving even, let's say, a little quarter of your head down, it's too much. So that's where for players, they're going to need to keep their head high, as simple as that sounds. So it sounds simple, but it's very hard to feel until I give you this drill to fix it. Okay, so that's where we want to keep our height as we turn up to the top. Again, if we had a line on the top of my head, I'm turning and I'm staying on that line as I'm going there. So now as I'm moving down, I can flex in the downswing, do all the nice thing that's going to lower me down a smidge. And when I keep turning through, again, that's going to then produce a little bit of shaft lean. So it's going to prevent the club from digging into the ground, helps raise that swing arc up when we are staying down in posture and turning, but we need to keep that height. This is very, very overlooked, that classic YouTube saying, no one talks about this. They don't. And that is that keeping the head height in the backswing. Seems obvious, but it is a big one. Keep that height. Hit some great shots. Come back. Let's get to some drills to be able to fix this. Okay, drills for our root causes, because what we need to do to successfully fix the stand-up, the early extension, coming out of posture, we need to fix root cause and we need to fix effect. So root cause is exactly what we just talked about. The effect is the actual stand-up. So just fixing the root cause alone won't magically fix staying down in posture. If you gave yourself enough balls to hit over the course of months and months and months, your body would self-organize to stay more down. But who's got the time for that? So we're going to speed it up. So number one, okay, for a drill to fix the club face, we've got to understand first what is even causing the club face to open. And this is very different from player to player. So this is where, again, film your swing. Have a look at your swing from face on and down the line angle. And I want you to, number one, look at your grip. Very obvious one to start off with. If you've got let's say 2.5 knuckles, you're all good, you're fine. If you've got 3 knuckles, that can work too. So, but if you're looking down at your left hand and you're seeing 1 knuckle, there's our problem. So that's where a weaker grip, what's that going to do with your lead hand? That's going to open up the face. So that's where, don't forget about this one, the right hand. Everyone forgets about the right hand. If you're seeing, again, with the right hand, the line between thumb and the meat of the hand pointing towards your right armpit or chest, you're all good again. But if you're here, to where the line's either pointing up at your face or, God forbid, to the left side, no bueno. So that's where that is going to. Even if you had a good left-hand grip, that would still open it up. So again, not a drill this bit, just make sure the grip's in a good spot. You could get a grip trainer. Scotty Scheffler uses a grip trainer, most dominant player in the world at the moment. So you could certainly do with one, absolutely. So get those hands on there. But if you are still opening up the club face, what we see most commonly is the takeaway is the issue. So let's get into that drill straight away. You can tell I was perfectly prepared for that drill. I didn't even get my stick out. There we go. So, okay, what we see players who have a good, let's say, grip, most commonly they'll do this. Flip that club on the inside, really whip it in. It's so unbelievably common. See it every single day. So whipping that club on the inside there. So you can see what technically that is what we call too much forearm, left forearm, pronation. So that's where with the lovely GX Gloves logo, rolling to pointing more up and away, or you can even say with my tattoo there, rolling to where it's pointing towards the ground. Pronation. So that's where that motion will flip that club right on the inside, open up that face, no good. If you've got a very strong grip, you could work with that, but again, you would have loads of other reasons. Regular watchers of the channel know my opinion on strong grips, but absolutely, we would want to fix that. So what we want to do, we want to do this. Hands in, club out. Lovely. So now look at what we can see here. The underside of my forearm has stayed pointing more up and away from me. The lovely GX Gloves logo. pointing down towards the ground. Again, there's a description down there as well in the description section. So that's now keeping me into a good spot in the takeaway. I don't want to be rolling, pronating the form. I want to stay in a good spot. Drill, let's get to it. What we need, alignment stick. Get an alignment stick. Place it up the left-hand side of the golf club. Have it touching your left side. Now what I want you to do is slide the stick down your left side. Slide down, a little bit of a chest rotation as you do it. Keep the lower body relatively quiet. Slide it down, brilliant. If we get rolly, we're moving away. So you can see how that's going to detach away from my left side. Absolutely brilliant. I give this to so many people on a daily basis. Boom, get the reps in there, take it away, feel the same feeling. I like people to think of the butt end of the club pointing at their belt buckle. As they're taking that club back, that's a great one. Now let's go and hit a ball. So just a nice little nipped one down there. Brilliant. So coming right back to target for a swing that wasn't that much effort. It's a pretty good result. So that's one root cause drill. Second root cause drill, much simpler. This is one I really, really like because what we notice when someone lowers themselves down, their head actually starts to go more forward as well. So when we go down, we would actually start to move a little bit closer to the golf ball as well. So that's where we can go right over here. Get myself up to a wall. So the wall we want to have roughly half a grip's distance in front of us. We can have a club, put it across our shoulders, or we could grip a club really close down so we've got that similar feeling. And then what we're going to see as I start coming back, I want to stop my head from hitting the wall. So I want to turn and keep my head away. Still keeping my tilt, left shoulder down lower than the right. Getting a good turn. But if I get too low, I'm going to hit that. So getting a bunch of reps in there is going to be super essential. So when we talk about the staying down drills in a minute, I'll give you a little structure, a little thing to go away and do for a good routine. So we've had that feeling. Imagine there's a wall right there. You could even have an alignment stick here. That'd be tough, but it would work because you'd have feedback. And then of course, get those in, absorb that feel, get it into the shot. Little drawy, but not too bad at all. That's still on the green. So even there, wasn't my best of swings, but still on the green, still a putt for birdie. Lovely. Now, okay, let's talk about a little structure that we can do that works on our root cause issue and our effect. So what is our effect? We know standing up, root cause is the thing that causes it to happen. So whatever one we are, let's say, for example, we are the open club face player. So we know, of course, we want to do this drill. Do it a bunch. What I'd recommend you to do is to do 3 to 5 of these in between every 3 balls. So set yourself down 3 balls, do 3 to 5 of these. I'd recommend 5. Get those repetitions in fixing the root cause. Now, get your alignment stick again, stick it underneath your arm. So again, very common one I talk about with this topic on the channel because it works, that's why. So that's where we have it underneath our arm, half the stick coming out in front of us. Now we're gonna have visual feedback on whether we've stood up or not. So if I get up to the top, it's gonna give you a little compact swing. Stop you from having too much of an arm run off, which is good. But then as we start to move down, look at where the stick is pointing. So that's pointing down. And as I come through, my left arm is going to start to detach away as I move through the bottom of the swing. But let's see how the stick is still pointing down. And then I get through to my finish, keep this underneath my arm. Whereas if I stand up, you're going to see the stick is going to point up. My left arm is going to detach away from this too early. So that's where I'd recommend, of course, you're doing your 3 to 5 ideally, dry drills, which is the root cause, what we're working on there. And then do 3 shots with this. Nice and slow to start off with, keeping the stick pointing down as you're turning through. Nice and slow. Just like that, just nipping them down there. Doesn't need to be crazy because here's the thing, as soon as you ramp up the speed, you're going to do that, even with the root cause being worked on. So another little thing to do whilst you're doing this, with this, because this is going to keep you down, work on the effect. If it's your takeaway, what did I say earlier? The thing you could think of without the stick, pointing the butt end of the club at your belt buckle. So do a few repetitions of those. How many tour players do you see doing that? A lot. So again, let's now do another one. Nice and slow, that was a lovely strike. Nice clip to that. Again, absolutely nice, slow and smooth, just so you can get comfortable and then you build it up over time. There's no point us talking too much about that because that'll be in a good few months for a lot of you. So, okay, here we go, another one. Making sure my takeaway is good, so I'm working on my root cause. Now I'm working on my effect when I hit the ball. Nice, smooth and slow and short swing. Lovely. And there we go. So you can see, I'm only nipping it down there 120, where in regards to my normal weight time distance, around 150, 155. So very minimized distance, but the point is getting a good quality repetition. So, okay. Secondly, so if we're someone again who is now the real movement down player, so of course, go to here, go to the wall. So this could be if you're at a driving range that is divided in bays, or you've got your pillars in your driving range, or you work in, let's say, in a net, which I film quite a lot of videos in. Get yourself to the side of the netting, or get yourself to the bay divider or the pillar. And same thing, we're standing half a club's distance away. We can grip the club low down, get you a good turn, making sure your head doesn't go forward, hitting the wall. Again, same thing, 3 to 5. But what are we doing there? We're working on the root cause. This issue will only get fixed if you work on the root cause. Can't stress that enough. So same thing again. Again, any staying down drill will work. I just really like this one because it gives you more feedback. The less feedback you have, the less chance you're going to actually have good proper practice. So then you're not going to make the change. Feedback and how you practice is so important. They swear knowing what to do is only one part. If you don't practice right, you're still not going to make the improvements. So, okay, what do we need to do now? We need to do our, again, 3 repetitions. And here's the thing, why am I only hitting 3 balls and then going back to doing this again? Is because if I do more than 3 balls, I'm gonna lose the feel. And especially I wanna really get that root cause fixed. I wanna give the root cause some time and attention on its own. Doing that without a golf ball is really important. So we're only hitting 3 balls before we go back to do the other practices. And we repeat that for the entire time with every club in our session. So, okay, same thing, but now we've got that feeling, making sure we're staying nice and tall. You might even have to feel like you get taller while staying in tilt if this is your root cause issue. Let's hit one here. So same thing, just nice and smooth. There we go, getting the hang of it now. That's looking nice. So again, feeling body keeping its height. Then when the stick points down towards the ground, moving that inflection, you actually start to see a little squat start to form. Get another one. Lovely. So it's getting longer and longer without trying. Nice. Good again. One more. So same thing. Turning, making sure I'm keeping my height. We've done our dry drill, so after this I'll go straight back to the dry drills, 5 of them. A little pull maybe, but not bad. Again, doesn't really matter where you hit it, doesn't matter the length you hit it when you do this. It's just making sure, I mean that one almost went normal distance because the movement was so efficient. Super important. So follow that, dry drills, 5. And then when you're doing with the ball, 3. Repeat that process the entire time throughout your bag. There are plenty more root causes than just these 2. Plenty. I've got so many videos on this topic. Well, that's really a series that standalones on its own. But also I have a full guide on early extension, which is what this issue is. And that is over, again, on Skillist. There's a link down in the description if you want to go for that most comprehensive guide out there on the internet about early extension, how to fix it, root causes, drills to do to help you. And if you want my help as well, can't get to the bottom of it yourself, that's absolutely fine. Golf is hard. Golf's really hard. So that's where you can, anywhere in the world, send in your videos to me on Skillist and we can go in there and you can even send them in for free to start off with. Send them in for free, we'll have a good look, we'll see what you need to do, we'll get you kind of fleshed out on what we would do, what your plan would look like, what your drills would look like. But then, of course, when we go into after that, purchasing a lesson or grabbing a subscription, then we can actually go and properly dive into drills. I can show you them, I can give you the plan, I can do everything we do, and we can work one-on-one and get the problem fixed. So if you enjoyed the video, click that like button for more golf instruction, just like this. Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button too to be notified every time I put out a video.